What's up everyone, it is Mr. M and I'm back today with an unboxing examination of the October Metalhead box. Once again, another solid box. I'm very happy with everything in it. And because it was October, it was Halloween themed. And Halloween's my favorite holiday. You can never go wrong with more Halloween stuff. And to start off, we got the pin, tribute pin number 19, Metalhead box exclusive like usual. This time designed by Shagrat of Acid Witch. And that is the pin that we have. I believe this is off the Witch-Tanic Hallucinations album artwork. I could be wrong about that. But even though it's not designed by Mark Rudolph, it's still very high quality and extremely detailed. And I actually got to see Acid Witch not too long ago. They played Electric Funeral Festival in Denver. Put on one hell of a show, and I'm very happy to have that pin in my collection. Next up, we got a Koozie. With faces like ours, every day is Halloween. Typo Negative Koozie. I'm not a huge Typo Negative fan. I do listen to their stuff and I do enjoy them, but I probably didn't get into them as much as I probably should have. But they're a great band nonetheless. Next up, we got a movie, Lords of Chaos, based off of Mayhem and the Norwegian and kind of Scandinavian black metal scene. I have not had time to watch this. I'm sure I'll get around to watching it at some point. Don't know when though. I've heard mixed reviews about this movie, but I've made it kind of clear on my channel that I'm not that big of a black metal fan. So I'm sure it could be hit or miss. Obviously, if I don't like black metal, that doesn't mean that it's going to be a shitty movie for me. But I guess I'll just have to wait to see before I give it a proper review. Next, I got the music. First up, this is The Bleeding with Morbid Prophecy, put out on World War Now Records. As you can tell by the band name as well as kind of the album artwork, kind of inspired by Cannibal Corpse. I'd say the best comparison though for it would be Eaten Back to Life, because there is a lot of thrash influence on here. It is definitely not a straight up black or death metal record. And vocally, it kind of sounds black metal like, or early thrash like. It's pretty raspy, something that wouldn't sound out of place on like early Creator record or any of the early black metal records. It is a solid record for sure. I saw Cannibal Corpse not too long ago, and I had it on repeat the entire time driving there. You know, it's a solid record for sure. And then the second CD is from the legendary Saint Vitus. This is Lily F65. This was released in 2012. It was their first record in 17 years, and it marked the return of Wino on vocals. He also did guitar on the song Vertigo, I believe. Doom metal is definitely not my first choice for metal to listen to, but Saint Vitus is one of those bands that scratches that itch for me, along with the band that I got on the shirt, Crypt Sermon. Keeping with the Halloween theme, it's printed in orange. That design is very like 1600s-esque to me. Kind of reminds me of the movie The Witch that came out a few years ago. Crypt Sermon put out a album called Ruins of Fading Light, I believe. Yeah, Ruins of Fading Light, and that record rips. I don't know if it's going to be in my year-end list, but I'm sure I'm going to start whittling that list down here soon, and I'm sure it probably will be. But yeah, that record absolutely rips. Crypt Sermon and Saint Vitus, when I want to listen to doom metal, those are my two go-to bands. And I believe this is actually the second Crypt Sermon shirt that we've gotten from the Metalhead box. The first one we got at least a year ago. I don't exactly remember when we got it. And then it also came with this card, which shows the shirts we could have gotten for this month, as well as the koozie and the pin. And the other shirt we could have gotten is for a Canadian black metal band called Monarch, which I had never heard of. And like I said, not a fan of black metal. So I'm very happy that I got the Crypt Sermon shirt. And we are down to the last two things now. First up, we got a magnet with the Cannibal Corpse album Torture artwork on here. It's a good sized magnet. I think it's like 3x5. And Torture, it was the first Cannibal Corpse album that I bought right around the release date. and it's going to be a top 5 album for me just in general in Cannibal Corpse's discography. There's not a bad song on this record. I love it. Gonna have to find some place to put that. And then last up, we got the Autograph Cattle Decapitation. Travis Ryan, the vocalist of it. Cattle Decapitation, truth be told, was not a band I'd think that the Metalhead box would get to do an autograph, but not complaining by any means. Very happy to have this. They got a new album coming out in November 29th called Death Atlas. I've loved their last couple of albums, The Anthropocene Extinction and Monolith of Inhumanity. And I've always loved Travis's vocals, especially that melodic screaming that he does, that a lot of people say is clean singing, but it obviously isn't. So yeah, very happy to have this in the collection for sure. And that is going to conclude this video. I'm going to leave links to the Metalhead box, Saint Vitus, The Bleeding, Acid Witch. I'll leave their links down in the description below. You can check out the music and get your own Metalhead box if you want to. Thank you guys so much for watching, commenting, subscribing, and all of that. Trying to get back on track with videos, but life happens. And yeah, I will see you whenever the next video is.